Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to each and every person present here. I have immense pleasure and I feel blessed to welcome you all to celebrate the International Literacy Day and the inauguration of Mathematics Activities 2020-21. Due to this COVID-19 pandemic, our management have decided to conduct this program through online. Even in this critical pandemic, our principal and management never failed to encourage us by conducting these kind of activities. We are so lucky to be the part of this college. We once again welcome you all to this program. Every morning is a surprise, and every sunrise is a challenge, and each day is a gift. To give the first fruit of the day to the Lord is one of the most valuable ways to show our love to God. If you expect the unexpected, it is definitely through prayer. I'm damn sure no program will be prosperous and successful unless we begin with the verses of Almighty. So now I invite L.A. Jamal Mohammed to invoke God's blessings on us through prayer. Please, friend.
السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, friend. Be blessed indeed. Welcoming the noblest act of every function. We welcome the future, remembering that soon it will be the past. And we must respect the past, remembering that it was once all that humanly possible. Proud to say, welcoming is a tradition in Jamal. Now, I invite Dr. R. Jahir Hussain, sir, head of the Department of Mathematics, to introduce the office barriers of Mathematics Association and to deliver welcome address. Please, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to one and all gathered here. Most distinguished Secretary and Correspondent of our college, Honorable Treasurer, Assistant Secretary, respected Principal, respected Chief Guest Dr. Gurmeet Singh, beloved Vice Principal, Additional Vice Principal, Directors, and Vice President of Mathematics Association, learned colleagues, and my dear student friends. I am very happy to extend a warm and cordial welcome to everyone present here for the celebration of International Literacy Day and the inauguration of Mathematics Association. On behalf of the Mathematics Department and on my own, I am very happy to welcome our Secretary and the Correspondent, Dr. A.K. Khalid Najimuddin Sahib. In absentia, I welcome you, sir. I am extremely happy to welcome our Honorable Treasurer, Haji M.J. Jamal Muhammad Sahib, and I am extremely happy to welcome our Honorable Assistant Secretary, Dr. K. Abdul Samad Sahib. I welcome you, sirs. Our principal is known for simplicity and hard work. I wholeheartedly welcome our principal and head of the Department of Mathematics, Dr. S. Ismail Maidi. I am very happy to welcome our Vice Principal and the additional Vice Principal and the directors. On behalf of the Mathematics Department and on my own, I am very happy to welcome our Chief Guest of today's function, Dr. Gurmeet Singh. He is the Vice Principal, Dean of Sciences and HOD of Mathematics, GSS, DGS, Khalsa College, Patiala, Punjab. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I welcome the faculty members of our department and new office bearers for 2020-21 and my dear student friends. On behalf of our college management, staff and students and on my own behalf, let me express my sincere thanks and gratitude to our chief guest, who is here with us today to motivate and inspire the young mathematicians. The presence of such a personality in this function is a blessing. We hope that the students are able to seek a little guidance and imbibe something from his thoughts. Now I introduce the new office bearers of Mathematics Association Man 2020-21. President is, as usual, our principal. Vice President Dr. A. Prasanna, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. Secretary of this association is L.A. Jamal Muhammad, second MSc. Joint Secretaries S. Mujibur Rahman, second MSc. R. Venkatraman, second MSc. S. Mohammed Umar Farooq, third BSc. Executive Committee S. Soumya Narayan, third BSc. S. Sajid Ali, third BSc. J. Muhammad Asik, second BSc. S. Muhammad Imtiaz, second BSc. B. Praveen, first BSc. H. Muhammad Harun Rashid, first BSc. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Even in this critical pandemic, our lovable chief guest have accepted to join in this program. His number of achievements are more than number of years lived this earth. Small cheer and great welcome makes merry feast. So now I invite Saumi Narayanan of 3rd BSc Mathematics to introduce our chief guest. Please, brother.
Good morning, everyone. I extend a warm welcome to all to the inauguration function of our mathematics department. I find immense pleasure in introducing our honorable chief guest, Dr. Gurmeet Singh, who had been working as a professor for more than 24 years. We are really thankful to him for taking the time out of his busy schedule to attend the function. He completed PhD in mathematics and PG diploma in statistics. His academic area includes topology, research methodology, fuzzy set theory, and geometric function. Speaking about his professional experience, he joined as a lecturer in mathematics on regular basis in Khalsa College, Patiala on 16 January 1996. He also served as a principal in PMN College, Rajpura for 2 years, presently vice principal. Also at present, he is the Dean of Science, Associate Professor, and Head of PG Department of Mathematics. He delivered keynote addresses in international conferences in London, Oxford, Kathmandu, Bangkok, Jaipur, Nagpur, Chandigarh, etc. He has more than 50 international research papers in the credit. He was awarded by IMRF as IMRF International Award of Mathematics for the year 2014 and Pythagoras Research Award by Photon Foundation, USA for the year 2015. He was also awarded by Life Member International Association of Engineers and Computer Science London, Indian Society for Mathematical Modeling and Computer Science Simulation IIT Kanpur, Indian Mathematical Society Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and Ramanuja Mathematical Society Aurangabad, Maharashtra. We are very grateful to our chief guest, Dr. Gurmeet Singh, for accepting our invitation and marking his presence here. We again welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Should I start now?
Ashik.
Thank you, sir. We must believe in the power and strength of our words. Our words can change the whole world. As said, now here is a person waiting to motivate with energetic words. So now I request our beloved chief guest Dr. Gurmeet Singh, Vice Principal,
Link in the
Dean
video.
Science, Head of the Department, Department of Mathematics, GSS DGS Khalsa College, Patiala, to lead us with your powerful words. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction. First of all, Assalamu alaikum Hazran. I'm thankful to Dr. A. Prasanna, who has invited me to have a talk with you people on the brief introduction of Vedic mathematics. I'm thankful to all the dignitaries present here, including Janab M.L. Zamal Muhammad Bilal, Dr. A.K. Khaza Nazimuddin, Haji M.L. Zamal Muhammad, Dr. K. Abdul Samad, Dr. R. Zahir Hussain, Dr. S. Ismail Mohideen, Dr. K.N. Abdul Qadir Nihal, Dr. M.J.M. Muzibur Rahman, Dr. M. Muhammad Sihabuddin, Dr. K.N. Muhammad Fazil, Mrs. J. Hazira Fatima, and of course, Dr. A. Prasanna. So it is a brief introduction to Vedic mathematics. I'm not saying that it is complete Vedic mathematics because Vedic mathematics is a vast, vast subject. So here I'm just giving an introduction to this. You have given introduction to me. That was a nice introduction. I'm Vice Principal here in GSS, DGS Khalsa College, Patiala, HOD, PG Department of Mathematics. And my mail address I'm giving here is meetgur111@gmail.com. My mobile number is 90414044543. And for any type of query, you can call me, you can WhatsApp me. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. What is the period of Vedic mathematics? First of all, it is a book by Shankaracharya. Please go back. You have taken ahead. Go back, please. Yes. So it is a book by Shankaracharya he was born in the year 1884 and died in 1960. In 1954, he has published a book on Vedic mathematics, and that explained through the 16 sutras from the Vedas. All of these volumes were lost. Before he dies, he published volume 1 from his memory. And it is nothing but doing arithmetic very quickly, very fastly, and in moments, in fractions of seconds. Next slide, please. Next, please. Yes. So Vedic mathematics. Here I've written the names of the sutras given in there. Please go back. Yes. These the 16 sutras are Ekadhiken Purven, Anurupya, Vesthi Samasthi, Nikhilam Navatashram Dastha, Sankalan Vyakalan Nabhyam, Sheshanyakan Charmen, Urdhvatriya Bhagyam, Purna Purna Bhagyam, Sapuntya Vyanantyam, Paravarta Yojayet, Kalan Kalan Bhyam, Eka Nunen Purven, Sunyam Samain Samuchaya, Yavudanam, Ganita Samuchaya, and Sab Samuchaya. These are the names of the sutras which are in Sanskrit. But explanation is very, very clear and very, very easy. I'll give you not only the explanation, but the shortcut methods given in the Vedic mathematics through these 16 sutras. So next slide, please. Why Vedic mathematics? The first question. Actually, it helps to solve mathematical problems 10 to 15 times faster. Whatever the calculation you can do in 10 or 15 minutes, it will take only 1 or less than even 1 minute to calculate that quantity using Vedic mathematics. Secondly, it helps in intelligent guessing. What is a figure? You can guess it very quickly, very fastly, and even if you want to learn tables from 1 to 100, it is very easy to learn all these tables. There are tricks in Vedic mathematics through which you can even give the table of 67, you can give the table of 89, the table of 83, the table of 87 within fractions of seconds. It reduces burden because most of the time for the students of mathematics, calculation is a big burden. And if the calculation work is reduced, definitely the burden is reduced. It is a magical tool to reduce scratch work and finger counting. Usually what we do when we are doing mathematics, we need a rough notebook and several scratch work and finger counting. But if you are using Vedic mathematics, no need to use rough papers, no need to use finger counting. Vedic mathematics will be helpful in giving you the right and the correct and the accurate results. One more thing, it gives concentration. It increases your concentration. It is helpful in understanding the topics very clearly. Next. Next, please. Okay. Here I'm giving an example. This is a very easy example. I'm starting from very easy example and slowly I'll go on to make difficult calculations using Vedic mathematics. Here is an example. So suppose you are to multiply 9 and 7. Usually we know that 9 into 6, 7 is 63. But how to use Vedic mathematics? So the nearest base number to 9 and 7 is 10. So 9, how much is less than 10 is 1. So we'll write 9 and in front of 9 I have written minus 1. Similarly 7 and in front of 7 I have written minus 3 because 7 is 10 minus 3. Now there is not one way, there are several ways of calculations. Either you add the left hand digits and then subtract 10, right? In the first column I have done 9 plus 7 minus 10, you will obtain 6. Or you can use right hand column. In the right hand column you are having minus 1 and minus 3. Minus 1 and minus 3 is minus 4. So 10 minus 4 once again will be 6. Even you can use crosswise. Crosswise 9, diagonally you are having minus 3. So 9 minus 3 is 6. Similarly 7 and diagonally you are having minus 1. So 7 minus 1 is 6. So one digit you are getting 6. The other digit you are just to multiply the digits on the right. On the right column, the two digits are minus 1 and minus 3. So multiply them. Minus 1 into minus 3 is 3. The first digit is 6. The second digit is 3. So the number is 63. So 9 multiplied by 7 is 63. Next, please. So this I have explained. The previous result is noted on the left. As we have seen in the previous slide that 9 plus 7 minus 10 or 10 minus 1 plus 3 or 9 minus 3 or 7 minus 1 is 6. This I have written on the left. On the right, minus 1 and minus 3 are being multiplied and 3 is written. So 63 is the result when you multiply 9 by 7. Next. So here is now a difficult example. Earlier it was a very easy example. Now I'm going on to a little bit difficult. 9 into 7 was very easy. You were all knowing that 9 into 9 into 7 is 63. But if I say you to multiply 998 by 997, it will not be so easy for you because it will take some time. It may take 1 minute or more than 1 minute even. But from Vedic mathematics, look at how we are doing the same trick which I have used to multiply 9 and 7, 998 and 997. The base number is the nearest number multiple of 10 is 1000. So 998 is how much less than 1000 is 2. So I'm writing 998 and in front of 998 I have written minus 2. Similarly 997 and in front of 997 in the right column I have written minus 03 because 997 is 3 less than 1000. Now, once again, the same trick. Either you can add the left hand digits and then subtract 1000 or subtract the right hand digits from 1000. But the easiest one is cross addition. So 998 and diagonally you are having minus 03. So 993 minus 03 you all know is 995. Similarly, 997 and diagonally you are having minus 02. So 997 minus 02 is 995. You have to use only one trick out of these four. So the best one is 998 minus 03 is 995. So I have obtained the digit to be written on the left. Now, what is to be written on the right? Move on to the next slide. So on the right side, you are having 02 and 03. So multiplying 02 and 03, you will get 006 because three digits are there. 02 into 03 will give you three digits, 006. On the left, you are having 995 and on the right, you are having 006. So multiplying 998 by 997, the quick result by Vedic mathematics is 995006. This is the correct answer. Accurate, correct, and very quick. This is what is Vedic mathematics. Change the slide, please. Next one. So here is another example, that is multiplication using vertical and crosswise. So how to multiply in one line? This method will save the space. So when you will multiply, you will have to, suppose there are two numbers, 67 and 52. You are to multiply them. Normal multiplication will take three lines, three rows. In first row, you will multiply 2 by 67. In the second row, by putting a cross in the end, you will multiply 5 by 67. And in the third row, you will add the two quantities. But here in Vedic mathematics, how to do multiplication in one line? You start from the right side. On the right column, you are having 7 and 2. So 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. So 7 into 2 is 14. I have written 4 downwards and 1 is carry, which I have written on the right. Carry forward is 1. Then cross multiply and add. Cross multiply and add means diagonally multiply and add. Diagonally 6 will be multiplied by 2. So 6 into 2 is 12. 7 into 5. The other diagonal, 7 into 5 is 35. 35 plus 12 is 47. And 1 was carry. So it is 48. So you'll put 8 here and 4 will be carried. So 4 is carried. I have written it on the right. And 8 in the line below 67 and 52. Now, first you have multiplied 7 and 2. Second, diagonal multiplication and addition. And finally, you are to multiply vertically on the left. On the left, vertical quantities are 6 and 5. So 6 multiplied by 5 is 30. But 4 was carried forward. So 4 will be added. So 30 plus 4 is 34. And in one line, you get the answer of multiplication of 67 and 52 as 3484. It is in one line. You don't need to put 3 lines. It will save the space. Next, please. So this is basic method, how to multiply. So what way you are to get? What is the pattern? We are extending the pattern now. So first you have to multiply the right vertical column. Then you are to take two quantities, two columns of the right side and multiply them diagonally and add. Then take all the three columns. Multiply first quantity diagonally by the third quantity in the second row. The middle one will be multiplied each other. The third quantity in the first row will be multiplied by the first quantity in the second row. And once again, they will be added and whatever is carried forward will be added. And then leave the last column. Now you will be left with two columns. Once again, diagonal multiplication and addition and carry forward. And then leave the second column from the end also and multiply the vertical column, the first vertical column and add the carry forward. You will get the answer. So here is the pattern and we'll be moving on to the next slide. Next slide, please. So here is the multiplication. Suppose you are to multiply 574 by 326. So here is the example. You can see on the bottom of the slide, there is the pattern given. you have to start from the right side. On the right, you are having a vertical line multiplying the last two digits. So 4 multiplied by 6 will be 24. 4 will be written, 2 will be carried. Then go back from the right. There are two columns multiplied diagonally. So 7 multiplied by 6 and 4 multiplied by 2. So it is 42 plus 8, 50, and 2 was carried forward. So it is 52. 2 is written and 5 is carried forward. Then go pattern wise from the right to the third. You are looking that first digit is multiplied by the third by the first, the second with the second. So 5 multiplied by 6, 30, plus 4 multiplied by 3, 12. 12 plus 30 is 42, plus 7 multiplied by 2, 14. 42 plus 14 is 56, and 5 was carried, so it is 61. 1 will be written and 6 will be carried forward. Now, the last fourth in the pattern given on the bottom, the last four is, we have left the last column now and we have moved to the first two diagonally. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. 7 multiplied by 3 is 21. Addition will give you 31, and 6 was the carried forward. So it is 37. 7 will be written and 3 will be carried forward. And now the last step. In the last step, we'll multiply the vertical numbers in the first column. 5 multiplied by 3. It is 15, and carried forward was 3. So 15 plus 3 is 18. And in one line, you get the product of two quantities of 3 digits. 574 multiplied by 326. The result is 187124. And it is in one line. Otherwise, in traditional method, you need 4 lines, 4 rows to get the answer. Move the next slide, please. So here is how to extend the pattern for 3-figure numbers, for 4-figure numbers. For 4-figure numbers, start from the last, multiply the last one, then diagonal, then add one more column, add one more column. And when you are having all the 4 columns in your calculation, then leave the last one. After leaving the last one in the next step, leave the second last, and then leave the last 3 columns and multiply the first column. You will get the answer in one row for 4-figure numbers multiplication directly using Vedic mathematics. Next slide, please. This is another method, that is Ekadhikeen Purven. If I say you to calculate 1 upon 19 or 1 upon 29 or 1 upon 49 or 1 upon 59 or 1 upon 119, that will take too much time. If you are not using the calculator, it may take some 14 to 15 minutes. But using Ekadhikeen Purven, it is just a job of less than 1 minute. So Vedic solution is obtained by applying the sutra known as Ekadhikeen Purven, which means one more than the previous. One more than the previous means like 19. 19 is one more than the previous is, for 19 it is 20. For 29 it is 30. For 39 it is 40. For 119 it is 120, and so on. Move on to the next slide, please. Next, please. So suppose you are to find 1 upon 29. The good thing is that after how many places the numbers will be repeated, after how many digits you will have to put the bar. Bar means the number of repeated decimals in the decimal representation. So 1 upon 29 it is. Now 29 minus 1 is 28. So that means 28 digits you will have to write, and after that the process will repeat and the digits will be in recurring order. You can put a bar after finding 28 digits. But if you are using your normal calculations, your normal division, to get 28 places after decimal, it will take nearly 20 or 25 minutes. But here it is very easy. So what is the denominator here is 29. So 29, the purva means the previous one is 2. The first digit is 2. And 2 plus 1 is 3 because it is 1 more than the previous. 1 more than the previous is 3. So what you have to do? You are to divide the numerator by 3 in repetition, and from there you are to get the result. So if you divide 1 by 3, what you are going to get? As quotient, there will be 0, and in the remainder, you will get 1. So you have to put 0.1. This 1 is the remainder. Remainder you have to put in the decimal representation, and the quotient you have to put separate. So 0 I have put separate, and the remainder 1 I have put here after the decimal point 1. Next slide, please. And now you will enjoy the method. Next, please. And now you will enjoy the method really. So you have written 1 and 0. So 1 and 0 will give what number to you? That is 10. 1 after the decimal, and 0 what was obtained as a quotient. So 1 and 0 will give you the number 10. Now divide this 10 by 3. If you divide 10 by 3, what you will get? Quotient 3 and remainder 1. So once again, you put the remainder 1 after your first remainder 1. So 0.11, and the 3 times, that means the quotient 3, you put it on the right of 0, the earlier quotient 3. I have colored them as red. 1 and 3 are being colored as red. So what in the step 3, what the new number of you are getting? The red numbers are 1 and 3. So that means you are getting the number 13. Now you are to divide 13 by 3. If you divide 13 by 3, the quotient will be 4 and remainder will be 1. So once again, repeat the process. You put your 1 there after 0.111 and your 4 after 0.03. And this time I have given them the color yellow. So in the yellow color, what you are getting 1 and 4. So the next number will be 14. And if 14 is divided by 3, the quotient will be 4 and the remainder will be 2. This time I have used the color sky color. So in sky color you are looking at in the step 4, I have written 0.111 and then 2 in the sky color. On the right, 0, 3, 4 was already there, and this is the quotient 4 this time. So I have put 4 there. Now the new number in sky color is 2 and 4. So it is 24. If you divide 24 by 3, your quotient will be 8 and remainder will be 0. So I have put once again 0 after 0.1112, 0, and 8 in the second line, 0, 3, 4, 4, and then 8. Change the slide. Next. So the new number now in 0 and 8, it is 0, 8, 8. So divide 8 by 3. Dividing 8 by 3, the quotient is 2, the remainder is 2. So in the pink color, I have put 2 in the first number, in the second number 2. Using these pink colored numbers 2 and 2, the new number is 22. So 22 divided by 3 is now 7 quotient and 1 remainder. Once again, I have used the red color to use these 1 and 7 in the number. So 1 is there, 7 is there. The new number is 17. So divide 17 by 3. You will get 5 as quotient and 2 as remainder. I have used the white color this time. In the white color, you are looking 2 in the decimal representation and 5 in the extra number. So 2 and 5 will give you 25, and continue the process like this. Continuing the process like this, what you are going to get? You are going to get in the right side number where you are writing the quotients. Where you are writing the quotients, the number is 0.034827586965517241379331, and here up to this place you will get 28 digits. And since we were dividing by 29, earlier I have told you that after 28 digits the repetition will start, and once again you'll get the same pair of digits the same combination of digits 0, 3, 4, 4, 8, 2. I have written in red color, and once again in green color, and then in black color, then in sky color, and then in changing colors. I have written the same number. That means you can put this number as 0.034482 75862 0689 551 72413 7931, and you can put a bar on this number because these digits then will repeat again and again. So 1 upon 29 we have calculated in less than 1 minute using Vedic mathematics. Otherwise it is not so easy to get 1 upon 29. Next slide, please. And now see the beauty of Vedic mathematics. 1 upon 29. The previous was 2. 1 more than 2 was 3. So we have used in the earlier 2 as the multiplier. We can use 2 as the multiplier. So another way to get the same number is in the step 1, you write 1. Why 1? Because 1 is the numerator. If you are having numerator 2, that means 2 upon 29, you can put 2. If you are having 3 upon 29, you can put 3. And then multiply it by 3. Earlier we have divided by 3, and now we are multiplying by 3. So 1 into 3 is 3. Put 3 before 1. Then multiply 3 by 3 again. So 3 into 3 is 9. Put 9 before 3. Then multiply 9 by 3 again. So 27. Write 7. And 2 will be carried over. 2 will be carried over. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So we have obtained 7. So 7 multiplied by 3 is 21, but 2 was carried over. So 21 plus 2 is 23. Put 3 before 7 and 2 will be carried over. Now once again, multiply 3 by 3, you will get 9, but 2 was carried over. So 9 plus 2 is 11. So put 1 here and 1 was carried out over. And continue like this and look at the beauty. Now you are getting the same number 1 upon 29, but earlier you have started from the decimal place and now you are getting it from the last place. The last place was 1, 3, 9, 7. Look in the yellow block of numbers. The last yellow number is 1. The second last is 3. The third last is 9, 7, 3, 1, 4, 2, 7, 1, 5, 5. That means you can obtain reciprocal of any number from the starting as well as from the end where it is going to repeat, where the bar is going to be put on. So this is the beauty of Vedic mathematics. Next, please. It is another method that is known as Ek Nyunen Purven. The sutra Ek Nyunen Purven comes as a sub-sutra to Nikhilam Navatascharam Tashtha, which means one less than the previous or one less than the one before. The use of this sutra is come into existence when we need to multiply by 9, 99, 999, and so on. The left-hand side digit or digits are obtained by applying the Ek Nyunen Purven. Ek Nyunen Purven means by deducting 1 from the left side digit, like you are to multiply 7 into 9. So the left hand digit is 7. So deduct 1 from 7. 7 minus 1 is 3. Sorry, 7 minus 1 is 6. You put 6 there. The right hand side digit is the complement of the difference of the multiplier and the left hand side digit by 9. So here the 6 was obtained. 7 minus 1 was 6 and its complement with respect to 9. That means 9 minus 6 is 3. So 3 will be at the end. You will get the number 63. You will put 6 first and 3 afterwards to get the result 7 into 9 as 63. It is another method to multiply using Ek Nyunen Purven. And it will be more clear if we take bigger numbers. Next, please. So here I have taken the bigger numbers. Suppose you are to multiply 356 by 999. The first number is 356. So 1 less than that. 356 minus 1 is 355. And the complement of 355 with respect to 999 is 644. And here is the answer, 355644. It is 356 multiplied by 999. Another example I have taken, 5764 multiplied by 9999. So 5764 is the first number. 1 less than this number is 5763. And the complement of 5763 with respect to 9999 is 4236. So the answer is here 5763, the first number, and 4236. At the end, you will get the product of 5764 and 9999. But it is not the case that you are always getting the same number of digits on both the numbers. It may happen that in the first number you are getting 487, 3 digits. On the right, 9999, you are getting 4 digits. But the method is once again the same. 487 minus 1 is 486. And the complement of 486 with respect to 9999 is 9513. And your final answer is 486 9513. So you are looking how beautifully we are getting the product of 2-digit, 3-digit, 4-digit numbers in just fractions of seconds, like 1 second, 2 seconds, and so on. Next slide, please. So here is another method to get the square of a number which ends with 5. Whatever a number, if it is ending with 5, in Vedic mathematics, you can calculate its square very fast, very quick. What you have to do? Just to put the square of 5, that means 25 in the end. So for example, 45 square. Put square of 5, 25 in the end, and in the starting, the first digit was 4. Multiply 4 with 4 plus 1, that means 5. So 4 into 5 is 20. So your answer is 2025. Similarly, 95 square. Square of 5 is 25, it is always there. And the first digit is 9. So multiply 9 by 9 plus 1, that means 10. So 9 into 10 is 90. Your answer is 9025. Similarly, 35 square. Square of 5 is 25. And the first digit is 3. Multiply 3 by 3 plus 1, that means 4. So 3 into 4 is 12. The answer is 1225. And so on. Whatever the number, I have taken a bigger number, 435 square. 5 square is always there, 25. And the first two digits are 43. Multiply 43 by 43 plus 1 means 44. So 43 into 44 is 1892. And the answer, that means the square of 435 is 189225. So how beautifully you can calculate square of a number ending with 5 using Vedic mathematics is here. Next, please. So more and more information regarding Vedic mathematics you can get from several places. You can look at the internet under Alta Vista, search with Vedic mathematics. You can get more and more techniques on calculations of Vedic mathematics. You can go to my YouTube channel, Knowledge Entertainment, and there you can find more and more videos on Vedic mathematics. But the problem is that these videos are in Hindi. If you can understand Hindi very well, then this channel can be very helpful to you understanding Vedic mathematics. And this is just an introduction to Vedic mathematics. I'm not saying that it is the complete Vedic mathematics. It is just introduction to Vedic mathematics. It is a vast subject. It can take months. It can take years to understand the subject completely. And in the last slide, I'm just to thank you. Next slide, please. So you are a very good audience. Thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding the Vedic mathematics. And thank you to join me. Thank you for inviting me for this function of your association. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. What you taught will be more helpful for us in future, and we feel that we learned something new. Sometimes what you want isn't what you get, but in the end, what you get is so much better than what you wanted. That is always something to be thankful for. There's no end without the precious word thank you. So now I invite Dr. Pasna sir, the supporter, caretaker, and the best friend of each student in our college to deliver the vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I deem it a great honor to propose a vote of thanks on this August gathering. First, let me thank the Almighty for everything that I have blessed with. Next, I would like to register my sincere thanks and gratitude to our Secretary and Correspondent Sir, Treasurer Sir, Assistant Secretary Sir, the Principal and the Head of the Department in charge, Dr. R. Jagir Hussain Sir, for giving me this opportunity to serve as the Vice President of Mathematics Association and for having confidence in my abilities. Thank you, sirs. Next, I should thank the chief guest of today's event, Dr. Gurmeet Singh sir, for his immediate response and acceptance. Sir's presence has really made this occasion a special one. Thank you so much, sir, for spending your valuable time with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to specially thank Dr. R. Jagir Hussain sir, the head in charge of Mathematics Department, for his guidance and support in organizing this event. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank all my teachers and colleagues for their constant support and motivation in all my works. Thank you, sirs. My thanks and congratulations are due to the newly elected office bearers of Mathematics Association and the fellow student community for making this occasion a grand success. Once again, I thank each and every one you and I expect the same support and cooperation in all the future programs. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.